you know, getting in my car after a training session and just like feeling like I wanted to break down and cry for no reason, but also just like the dread that you feel. This is Maddie. What's up? Yeah. Hey YouTube, good morning and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you guys are new here. My name is Maddie Michelson. I am an IFBB Bikini Pro, now a hybrid athlete. I'm competing with High Rocks, and that seems to be kind of my trajectory. I'm an integrative health practitioner and host of the Psyche Behind the Physique, as well as founder of the Empowered Coaching Collective. We are both a lifestyle and contest prep coaching company. The link is always down below to apply to work one-on-one with me or to just set up a discovery call. But this week, I'm gonna be walking you guys through a little bit of a intentional but an unplanned reverse diet. It's crazy. You guys may know, if you follow me over on my Instagram channel, that I have been doing more hybrid style training. So I've been doing a lot more running. I've been doing a lot more high intensity training. Very different from obviously what I've been accustomed to and used to as a bodybuilder. And I was no longer in a deficit, to my knowledge. I was tracking macros, but I gotta put my turkey bacon in the oven, but was no longer, like I said, to my knowledge, in a deficit, and I was dropping weight. Well, that could be, please hold. Alexa, can you set an alarm for 15 minutes from now?
15-minute alarm set for 6:07 a.m.
Yes, it's early. But I was dropping weight and I was taking all my check-in pictures, and I looked at my check-in pictures and I was like, man, you look like you could be in prep right now. And people were asking me, when are you competing again? I'm thinking, I'm not. So time moves on, and eventually, you know, my adrenaline kind of bottoms out when I go to these classes, and all of a sudden, like, I'll get in my car after one of these workout classes and I'm thinking to myself, I feel like crying right now. And usually when that happens, that's a sign of adrenal insufficiency. So I'm like already on guard, right? Then time goes on a little bit more and my recovery starts really suffering. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I'm like 2.5 weeks out from my High Rocks. Like, I still have to push through, so just keep pushing through. Maybe you're just getting tired. You've been doing this for a while now, like basically revving up this training since like June. And fast forward a little bit more and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have no libido, like shot. And tomorrow I am going to get blood work done. I'll talk about that in this video too. But then I was like, you know what? I bet you what I think is my maintenance calories is not. And I'm so busy right now. I'm so blessed, but I'm so busy that it's been so easy to just stick to my normal meals. And I was like, I'm just gonna boost my intake by 300 calories a day. I've done it for 4 days now, and I feel like a whole new person has awoken within me. It's crazy what can happen, but basically this is a self-diagnosed, it's called REDS, okay? And it stands for Relative Energy Deficiency Syndrome. Basically, it's a fancy way to say you are malnourished or you're under eating relative to your energy expenditure. And this is so common, even in Olympians and high-level athletes, like not just like, you know, bikini Olympia. I'm talking about even like, you know, Olympic gold medalists, track runners, cheerleaders, all the things. It's very, very easy to do because it just kind of like sneaks up on you. So I'm gonna walk you through my full day of eating today. We'll talk about REDS in a little bit more detail. I work with a lot of women where this occurs, especially when you're switching the style of training that you're doing, or you're just in a busy season and you know, maybe you're doing the same amount of training, but you just find yourself eating less. Okay, so this is breakfast as of lately. I do my gut health drink here. This is apple cider vinegar, greens juice, aloe vera juice, GI Revive, L-glutamine, I put my inositol in that. What else? I put colostrum, lemon juice, and chlorophyll. Then I've also been taking Irish sea moss right now. There's a lot of health benefits to this. One of the top ones is just minerals. So doing that in the morning. I also add Baja Gold mineral sea salt to my coffee, which I have not yet made yet, but I also put it on my yogurt bowl. This is a skyr. That's a Icelandic yogurt with some healthy fats in it. I sweeten it with honey, and then I also have strawberries and blueberries in there, a little side of veggies. This is 6 ounces of egg whites with spinach, a piece of turkey bacon, and then as of lately, I love these little evergreen waffles. You can buy them at Whole Foods, but they're so good. They're all whole foods, clean ingredients. So getting creative about how I get my carbohydrates in. I added more honey. I added in the little waffle as of lately. Don't want anything super voluminous and super heavy because I am doing a training session in about 2.5 hours, but oh my goodness, I totally got cut off by a camera battery that died. But I was just saying that I was trying to, and in that breakfast, one of the goals is to limit the amount of fiber that I have as well as dietary fat. Just because, and I mean, I still have fiber in that meal, right? I have the vegetables, I have the fruit that's in that bowl, the yogurt bowl, but not as much as some of my other meals because I am going to train in about 1.5 hours, 2 hours, and I just want that meal to be quick digesting. But I do want to make sure that I'm getting sufficient amounts of carbs in to support my training. So I had to get a little bit creative with the waffle and the honey, but stay tuned. I'll show you guys my following meals today, and hope you guys enjoy the video. Okay, YouTube, crazy hair, do not care. I'm headed out to my workout class. I have my Empowered Coaching Collective hydro jug here, and I just stuck a stick of Magna code MadsBitchyFit into my drink. I just do water and coconut water, a little bit of watermelon juice. It's a great way to get some carbs in, especially intra training with my Magna. This is my favorite flavor right now. It's the fruit punch, or island punch, I'm sorry. But there's 0 sugar in this, 0 artificial ingredients. It contains 3 different types of magnesium. In this, you've got magnesium glycinate, malate, and gluconate. So great for energy. That's what magnesium malate does. It's also got B vitamins. And then the magnesium glycinate and gluconate helps with recovery. And then it does have sodium, 300 milligrams of sodium, 150 milligrams of potassium, which is the exact ratio that you want. You want a 2-to-1 ratio of that, even in your diet, okay, for proper hydration status and sodium potassium balance. So I do about 2 sticks of this per day right now. It's really good for, like I said, recovery. I'm gonna sip on this. It's so good. And I'll see you guys after my workout. Hello everybody, I just got back from my workout. It was so great. I cannot emphasize just how much different I feel in these training sessions. Like, one of the things that I started to just feel overwhelmingly, like I already talked about earlier, you know, getting in my car after a training session and just like feeling like I wanted to break down and cry for no reason, but also just like the dread that you feel. Like, if you're feeling for no particular reason, like, you know, maybe it's like a little combination of like, you know, burnout from the style of training you're doing or something like that. But like, if you are dreading walking into that workout, it's something to think about. Like, that's your body whispering and like telling you a sign. It's not always something that has to do with willpower. And I think so often, like when you're an athlete or when you're striving for something, we justify it as like, oh, you just like don't have enough couth. But that's not always what it's about. And I started to feel that way. I started to feel like I was dreading my workouts, and then when I would get in there, like I would just feel so weak. I would feel like I would look around at, and this isn't like a knock to women that are older than me, but I like started lifting the same amount of weights as like women that were my mom's age. And I was like, okay, something's off here. So yeah, the food makes such a difference. Like right now, I feel energized to start my day. I don't feel like I need my coffee, which is usually what I do when I get home. I'll have like a half calf But I feel great. So I'm gonna go take a shower. That's just personal hygiene, y'all. I do have these little wipes that sometimes I'll use that I really like, and I suggest them for my clients that like have to go straight to work or something like that. These defense wipes, they're all natural. They've got tea tree oil, eucalyptus. They smell okay, and they're just essential oil based, so they don't dry out your skin or anything like that. But I'm gonna go take a quick shower, and then I have an 11 o'clock meeting, and then I'll show you guys what I'm making for lunch. Hello everybody, so it is about 11. My morning meeting with one of the doctors that I do some contracted work for just got postponed. She had to step out. So I am taking my lunch break now and about to rehydrate. One of my tips that I have for hydration, because you can also feel fatigued from being dehydrated, is to kind of timestamp your day. So I know that I finish one of these in the morning, during and right after my workout, and then at lunch I refill this again. That will get me to 80 ounces. This is the 40 ounce, I believe, hydro jug. But yeah, I drink about 4 or 5 of those a day. But I did just make lunch, so let me show you guys what I am having. Okay, so this is one of my favorite meals. This is a Greek bowl, and basically it's bell pepper. I just take the baby bell peppers and then just literally cut them with kitchen shears. Cucumber, tomato, feta cheese, red onion, pepperoni, chicken, and then I do a mix of romaine lettuce, and I just heat up, cook some rice. So as you can see, I took some rice out of this container and threw it into that. And then I also have my pulled chicken that I use as the meat. I'm also having a half of a pita bread. And then this is the dressing that I've been using. It is the Trader Joe's tzatziki that I really, really like. I love tzatziki in general, but I'll put like 4 or 5 tablespoons on this, and I put it on the bottom just so when I mix it, it's got all of the flavor. But basically, just trying to get in my fiber now, trying to get in plenty of protein. For those of you who don't love getting all your protein from meat, which I do, but feta cheese is a great way to get a little bit more of that, and even Greek yogurt based dips. You can make your own. Great way to add some extra protein to your meals. All right, so it is a couple hours later and I just made my next meal. This is just some air fried veggies. I've got green beans, green onion, bell pepper, and zucchini. And then I have about 185 grams of red Argentinian shrimp, and then another cup of rice. This is a huge bowl, by the way, like absolutely ginormo. So it looks like there's nothing in there. There's a lot in there. And then my favorite thing is to add some coconut oil, especially with rice. It just like, I love the flavor of it. I love the smell of it and everything about it. So I'm gonna add some of that into this meal. This is usually like my afternoon meal. Today I'm just going for a long walk, but sometimes if I have a run, I will remove the veggies from this meal and just do a little bit more rice. Sometimes I'll do some coconut aminos on there. But yeah, this is meal number 3 of the day, and this is the only meal that I'll have until my dinner. Hello everybody, I just got back from a walk with my bestie girl, Joanna. We just did like a little pure walk, but I wanted to show you guys how I make my steak. So I just take the grass-fed sirloin tips and I put them into my air fryer just like so. I'll cook them on like 400 degrees for 7 to 8 minutes. I'll put them on 400 degrees for 7 to 8 minutes and then toss the air fryer and do it for like another 6. But it makes the absolute best steak tips ever. Like they're perfectly crispy on the outside, almost like they're cast iron cooked, and rare or like medium well-ish, medium on the inside. Absolutely perfect. I'm drinking my second Magna right now of the day. And it's 5:35. I've got a team call to lead at 6:30. We're talking about holidays and how to navigate the holidays. One of my favorite team calls that I do every single year, but I always update the content and what we talk about. So for our clients. We have quite a few of them that are like 2, 3, 4 year returning clients. No one gets bored, but we're gonna do that tonight, and then I'll show you guys what I'm cooking up for dinner. All right, y'all, so it is dinner time. Look at how good the steak bites turned out. Like, so amazing. I even cut them open so you could just see the pink on the inside. Like, it's perfectly pink. Anyways, we have dinner. I have delicata squash, which is one of my favorite types of squashes, some summer squash, some guacamole, green beans. I just sauteed some onions here. I love onions with my steak. So good blend of healthy fats. I have blood work in the morning, so we're gonna finish this meal up. And then I'm gonna have my creamy early tonight. So I'll show you guys what's in my creamy, but this is dinner, and man, is it delicious. I like to have a lot of fat in my dinners. I tend to find that it just helps me to wind down at night. It keeps me satiated. I don't wake up starving. Fats and fiber are very slow digesting. So when you combine the two, it's really, really great for stabilizing blood sugar and keeping you asleep throughout the night. It is creamy time, so I just wanted to show you what I've been putting in my Ninja Creamies. The base of this, my protein base right now, is the Equip Prime Protein. This is the peanut butter flavor. If you're new to my channel, this would be the first time that you've heard about it, but I love Equip Protein because there's literally like 4 ingredients in this. There's no soy, there's no whey, there's no dairy, gluten, no artificial sweeteners, no preservatives. Sorry, I just ate my dinner. I just burped if you heard that. There's no, that's so gross. Excuse me. There's no leavening or anti-caking agents, no gums, anything like that. It's so easy to digest. So I do the peanut butter flavor. My milk base, I guess you could say, is the A2 milk. I do Baja Gold flaky salt. I sweeten it right now with maple syrup because I did need more carbs in my diet. So I don't use any other sweetener except for maple syrup. And then I'm going to throw the dates in the middle. So this is 32 grams of dates. I'm going to take the inside of this, or that's actually 34. Oops. I'm going to take the inside of this and hollow it out, and then add my flaky salt, add my maple syrup, add this, and then respin, and I'll show you the final product. Okay, get ready for the final reveal. This is like my favorite part. Ready? Oh my gosh, it looks so good. It's like a Wendy's Frosty, but even better. All right, that's it, you guys. I'm gonna put this in its little creamy sleeve that I bought, and I'm gonna head to bed because I have blood work in the morning. Good morning, everybody. I hope that, I don't know what's going on with my camera, that everybody's having a good start to their day, or I guess I'm having a good start to my day, trying to. It's 7:49 a.m. I just got back from blood work. I did pass out. I was brave. I didn't have my mom with me this time. I just brought my best friend, but I have a couple tips for you guys if you suck at getting blood work done like I do. It's not even that I suck. I think like nobody enjoys it, right? But I think I've gotten better at doing it. It was just the sheer volume. I like to be thorough, so I ordered quite a bit of blood work to get done. But they had 2 tubes left, and they were like, "Are you feeling okay?" I was like, "No." So they had to stop. But I will say, even with fasted blood draws, like I brought my Magna with me in my hydro jug. So you can actually drink like sugary drinks or juice while you're sitting there and getting it drawn. And then I also keep Dum-Dums in my purse really at all times. I don't know when that started, but I've always done it. So I had a Dum-Dum the second they started the draw too, which really helped things. So we want to be thorough. I will maybe make a video kind of talking about my labs. I don't know, maybe not. It's not that interesting, but excited to just have a panel updated, something that's recent when I'm not in a prep. And yeah, that's how my morning's gone. So I'm gonna make a breakfast here, and same thing as yesterday, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, guys, so I am just sitting down wanting to close out this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this week's content and my full day of eating and adding more food to my diet. I wanted to close out with just some information on relative energy deficit in sport. It's a relatively new term that was created by, I believe, the Olympic committee, because this is what was happening for a lot of Olympic athletes. For people that might not be aware of this, again, I kind of self-diagnosed myself with the onset of it because I am a certified practitioner in helping women work through it, and also just understanding the warning signs of it. It comes on suddenly, it's like a whisper. I almost was like, do I have the flu? Or could it be this energy deficit that I've created? And again, unknowingly, right? Because I still was aware that I was eating adequate amounts of calories to my knowledge. And I like to think of it almost like a credit card. So you can rack up a credit card, right? You can, I think a lot of athletes too, especially, I wasn't necessarily doing this, but if you're eating a ton of salads and veggies and fruits, these are very high volume, low calorie things. And you're kind of tricking your body because you're not getting super, super hungry because this is filling up your stomach. And so that is part of it. But it's almost like having a credit card. You can rack up a credit card and go into a tremendous amount of debt. You may not be experiencing a loss of your menstrual cycle. You may not be experiencing weakness in the gym. And I think that that's what's so confusing for so many athletes that experience this, because you actually, when I think I first started experiencing this, I felt stronger. I was PRing. I was running sub 7-minute miles. I was really performing at what I thought was optimal and peak performance. And it's the body that's running off of adrenaline, right? It's that credit card that we're racking up points on, essentially, or we're running up that credit card debt. But eventually, right, the mortgage lender or the bank comes to you and says, yo, you've got a huge payment due. And at some point, the body catches up. Now, for different athletes, I think that I caught it early enough. But for different athletes, we don't want to allow it to get to the point of, a loss of a menstrual cycle, or where you're losing your hair, or where your performance does start to suffer, or God forbid, you wind up with a mineral deficiency. One of the early onset things that I see in athletes that are experiencing this is injury, and ultimately they'll break bones or things like that. But just because you're not having all of the symptoms doesn't mean that you don't have REDs, right? So I actually have a questionnaire that can help athletes to assess if this might be something that they're dealing with. So if you're interested, send me a direct message on Instagram at MadsMitchieFitness, and I'm happy to send that questionnaire to you just to see if it's something that you're dealing with. Again, one of the most common fixes for it is, ultimately, I think a lot of us do need to work with a practitioner or a coach, someone that we trust to kind of help dig us out of that hole. I am surrounded by coaches. All of my friends and my circle is coaches. My boyfriend does a lot of training with me. So I have a lot of people that have eyes on me, and I'm obviously, a coach myself. It doesn't mean much when you're dealing with it yourself, but adding roughly right now, like I said, 300 calories a day to my diet. I do plan on adding even more food. Today I actually woke up and I had dropped weight. So I was holding higher weight numbers, feeling a lot better. My biofeedback has improved tremendously. But one of the things, like I said, I was struggling with was my Oura ring was my recovery was perfect. My HRV was perfect. And your data trackers might be saying one thing and you might be feeling another. So you don't need to have all of these check boxes with these things checked off in order to justify or diagnose REDs. So with that being said, I'm thankful that I'm feeling a lot better. Hopefully it's onward and upward from here. We are about 2 weeks out from the Chicago High Rocks, so I will be filming that when we go. I am 4 or 5 weeks out from the Anaheim High Rocks. And surprise announcement, I just registered for the Phoenix, Arizona High Rocks in January. So very excited for that. After that, I'm probably gonna be taking a much needed long off season, but stay tuned, you guys. I can't wait to share the journey with you. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. Take care of your heads and your hearts. Be kind to one another, and don't forget to include yourself in the mix, and I'll see you guys back here in just 2 weeks.